Hello, I'm Stacy, an archivist working with paper-based records here at the JFK Library. I'm also mom to two adopted shelter cats, Joey and Luna. The owner of this passport traveled from the Soviet Union to the United States. She was Pushinka, the daughter of Russian space dog Strelka, who was one of the first animals to return from space alive after being launched into Earth's orbit. Pushinka was sent to John F. Kennedy by Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev in 1961, just after the two leaders first met at the Vienna summit for 2 days of informal talks. Kennedy, who'd only been in office 4 months, told a reporter afterward, "He just beat the hell out of me. It was the worst thing in my life." Khrushchev later wrote, "I hadn't meant to upset him. I would have liked very much for us to part in a different mood. Politics is a merciless business." In her 1964 oral history interview, Jacqueline Kennedy recalled trying to make conversation with Khrushchev and her accidental role in Pushinka ending up at the White House.
Oh, and then I knew that one of those dogs that had puppies, one of those space dogs, I knew all the names of those dogs, Strelk and Belk and like. So I said, I see one of your space dogs has just had puppies. Why don't you send me one? And he just sort of laughed. And by God, we were back in Washington about 2 months later. And two absolutely sweating, ashen-faced Russians come staggering into the Oval Room with the ambassador carrying this poor, terrified puppy who'd obviously never been out of a laboratory with needles in every vein. And Jack said to me, I had forgotten to tell him that. He said, "How did this dog get here?" And I said, "Well, I'm afraid I asked Khrushchev for it at Vienna. I was just running out of things to say." And he said, "You played right into his hands, reminding the space effort." But he laughed.
So the gift of Pushinka was really a public relations coup. But as one of Strelka's puppies, she was also an ever-present physical reminder of the wide lead the Soviets had in the Cold War space race when Kennedy entered the White House.